Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. As you may or may not already be aware, I don't know if I've mentioned it in previous videos. If I have, let me know because my memory is horrible. I am heading to Australia in a couple of weeks, at the end of August actually, and I'm so excited. If you don't already know, Australia is where I'm from. That's where my family is now. My parents, my brother, my grandparents, everybody are in Australia at the moment, and I am going to visit them to celebrate one of my grandparents' birthday, to catch up on everything I've missed in the 4 years that I've been in the UK, and I am so excited to go and catch up with everyone again. But I cannot go without figuring out my TBR because obviously I'm a little bit limited in that I can't just mood read, I can't just pick things up, and I can't bring a ton of books because I have so little space in my suitcase because I gotta bring all the snacks back and share all the yummy Aussie snacks with my friends in the UK. So I have made a TBR for Australia and I want to run you through the books on that TBR. And the fun thing about this one, it is completely Kindle led because I do not have the space in my suitcase for anything more. So everything that I'm going to be reading is something that's either on Kindle Unlimited or I've bought on the Kindle myself. That obviously means I don't have hard copies to show you, but I think that's fine. I'm just going to show you the cover on Kindle. And so the first book that I am going to be bringing / hoping to read is The Bridge Kingdom. This is by Danielle Jensen and I just love that cover. I think it's so fab and I love the people on it. They're kind of cute looking. So this is the first book I'm planning to bring. It says, a warrior princess trained in isolation, Lara is driven by two certainties. The first is that King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, and the second is that she'll be the one to bring him to his knees. The only route through a storm-ravaged world, the Bridge Kingdom enriches itself and deprives its rivals, including Lara's homeland. So when she's sent as a bride under the guise of peace, Lara is prepared to do whatever it takes to fracture its impenetrable defenses, and the defenses of its king. Yet as she infiltrates her new home and gains a deeper understanding of the war to possess the bridge, Lara begins to question whether she's the hero or the villain. And as her feelings for Aaron transform from frosty hostility to fierce passion, Lara must choose which kingdom she'll save and which kingdom she'll destroy. I'm expecting to really like this. So we were looking at fantasy romance, we're looking at enemies to lovers, all the sorts of things that I love to see. The next book I'm going to be trying to read is Rhapsodic by Thalassa, which is book 1 in the Bargainer series. And I will admit most of the books that I'm going to be trying to read, I'm going to be doing on the 24-hour flight because I cannot sleep on that flight. As for what this one is about, the Goodreads profile says Calypso Lillis is a siren with a very big problem, one that stretches up her arm and far into her past. For the last 7 years, she's been collecting a bracelet of black beads up her wrist, magical IOUs for favors she's received. Only death or repayment will fulfill the obligations. Only then will the beads disappear. Everyone knows that if you need a favor, you go to the bargainer to make it happen. He's a man who can get you anything you want at a price. And everyone knows that sooner or later he always collects. But for one of his clients, he's never asked for repayment, not until now. When Callie finds the Fey King of the Night in her room, a grin on his lips and a twinkle in his eye, she knows things are about to change. At first, it's just a chaste kiss, a single bead's worth, and a promise for more. For the bargainer, it's more than just a matter of rekindling an old romance. Something is happening in the other world. Fey warriors are going missing one by one. Only the women are returned, each in a glass casket, a child clutched to their breast. And then there are the whispers among the slaves, whispers of an evil that's been awoken. If the bargainer has any hope to save his people, he'll need the help of the siren he spurned long ago. Only his foe has a taste for exotic creatures, and Callie just happens to be one. So this seems a bit of a, forced help sort of situation. I don't know, maybe manipulation. I don't know officially what that's called in terms of tropes. And it's got Fae in it, again, which I love. If you can't already tell, the theme of this TBR is catching up on a bunch of series that are really popular that everybody loves or everybody's talked about or lots of people have talked about and I've never read, so that's why I'm reading this one, and I've had a lot of amazing things, so I'm keen to jump into it. This TBR is not going to help with my series goal because I think most of them are the start of a series, so I'm screwed on that front, but we're going to just move on and go to the next book, which is Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown, and I absolutely am obsessed with the cover on that book. I think it is really cool. Another first book in a series. The Goodreads profile for Savage Land says, almost 20 years after the barrier between Earth and the otherworld fell in the Fae Wars, Budapest is balancing on the precipice. A battle for dominance is brewing between the elite Fae and the privileged humans in Eastern Europe. The prejudice between the sides is bubbling with hate and violence. 19-year-old human Brexley has grown up in privilege, but not without heartbreak. After being orphaned, she is taken by General Marcos, living in a walled city rife with power grabs and ruthless political games. Then one night, the course of her life changes, and and Brexley is thrown into the most feared prison in the East. Halal has, the House of Death, where you go in but don't come out. She must learn to live with the worst of Fae and human criminals. The rule of hierarchy puts humans on the bottom, where the only way to survive each day is to make alliances with the Fae. Here she meets the sexy, vicious legend, Warwick Farkas. That's a weird name. A myth among man and fae. He is as brutal, cruel, arrogant, and as lethal as the law says he is, ruling the prison with unchallenged authority. Brexley can't deny an intense draw to him, one that might cost her life. If the games don't take her out first, a fight to the death where only one survives. This is supposed to be like really smutty and fun and silly and just a bit of a fun read, a bit of a fun series, a bit brutal, so I'm keen to give it a go. Next up, we've got another absolutely stunning cover, and it is A Kingdom of Flame and Fury by Whitney Dean. Sorry, you're getting the reflection of the window there. Let's tilt that a bit. There we go. I just love the pops of color on this cover. The white against the orange and the red. It's just absolutely flooring. Another first book in a series. This is part of the Four Kingdoms series, and the Goodreads profile says, at 10 years old, Raven was mysteriously willed to be the next ruler of Seolia, a kingdom nestled within the realm of the Four Kingdoms. Orphaned as a baby, she has spent 15 years ruling over a kingdom she believes she did not earn, all while hiding secrets. She possesses dark magic and she thirsts for blood. Now at almost 25 years old, and with a sudden addiction to stealing life, Raven must fight through her new procured darkness to save her soul. But when a mysterious stranger arrives in her kingdom, she starts experiencing vivid dreams that detail who she truly is. As she slowly starts to unravel her story, what she uncovers at the end of the spool will change the course of her life and her kingdom forever. So this one comes with a bit of a reader warning. It's supposed to be dark fantasy. It's not supposed to be an easy read, but again, I've heard so many people talk about how good it is, so I want to read it. Then we have Dark Academia for something new and different, starting with Gothikana by RuNyx. I think that's the author's name. I think Ashley over at A Frolic Through Fiction didn't like this book, but I was kind of intrigued by it, so I decided to give it a go. Its Goodreads profile says, an unusual girl, an enigmatic man, an ancient castle. What could go wrong? An outcast her entire life, Corvina Clem is left adrift after losing her mother. When she receives the admission letter from the mysterious University of Verenmore, she accepts it as a sign from the universe. The last thing she expects, though, is an olden, secluded castle on top of a mountain, riddled with secrets, deceit, and death. An enigma his entire life, Vad Deverell likes being a closed book, but knowing exactly everything that happens in the university. A part-time professor working on his thesis, Vad has been around long enough to know the dangers the castle possesses. And he knows the moment his paths cross with Corvina, she's dangerous to everything that he is. They shouldn't have caught each other's eye, they cannot be. But a chill-inducing century-old mystery forces them to collide. People have disappeared every 5 years for over 100 years, and Corvina is getting clues to unraveling it all, and Vad needs to keep an eye on her, and so begins a tale of the mystique, the morbid, the macabre, and a deep love that blossoms in the unlikeliest of places. So Dark Academia with some romance. That kind of sounds like my thing. So yeah, I think I might like this. So that is my Australia TBR. I'm kind of nervous about it because I haven't read a lot of the sort of subgenres that these books fall into. They're not things that I'm overly familiar with. So if you have read any of these books, let me know in the comments down below. I would really love to know what your thoughts were on them so that I can kind of set my expectations. And as always, I do my best to reply to every single one of your comments because I love chatting to you guys. I really hope that you like this video, and if you've been to Australia and you love the country, or if you just like this video, come and let me know down below by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. Aussies unite. We are a bit of a cult when we're found sort of outside of our home country, so come and join me in the celebration of Australia by doing all that stuff down below. It is a really easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. See you later.